Any system or blueprint for success is better than none at all. Think on paper. Hello, I'm Brian Tracy, and today I want to talk to you about how to craft a 5-year plan for your life. The first step toward success in any area of your life is creating a plan. This is because those that make plans take actions. Why is this? Because people seem to accomplish their goals far more systematically and with greater assurance than those who do not have a proven method of goal setting. Making a 5-year plan is helpful because it sets you up to reach your long-term goals. It's a way to envision and commit to a detailed plan for your life in the next few years. When you don't have a general idea of what your year will look like, planning your next steps may seem daunting. Splitting your life plan into 5-year increments, however, allows for more detail and accuracy. It's hard to imagine what your life may look like in 20 years, but 5 does not seem that far off. 5 years is a significant stretch of time, but it's not too long. It's the perfect balance between being long enough to set goals, but too short to procrastinate on achieving them. The way I craft my 5-year plan is by answering a set of 6 questions. I write an answer for each year, using realistic timelines. Practical deadlines help you narrow down which goals are achievable or unreasonable. If you cannot write answers down clearly and specifically on a piece of paper, then it means that you are not really clear about it yourself. Writing your answers down is also a great way to track your progress. I prefer to set personal goals in 4 main areas: personal, financial, career, and relationships. So ask yourself these questions when setting goals for where you want to be in 5 years. The first question to ask yourself is, what do I want to change this year? This question can be answered broadly or specifically. I usually take this question to mean, what would make my life easier or better this year? The answer can be as broad as having more in your savings, or as specific as a number that you want to reach in your bank account. Or maybe the answer has nothing to do with finances. It could be about making more time for yourself or working fewer hours. Whatever the answer may be, write one down for each year of the plan. The next question to ask yourself is, where am I living? Do you see yourself living in the same home at this time next year, or do you plan to upgrade your living space? If you do see yourself moving within the next 5 years, write it down. Make sure to plan out setting your current space, looking for a new one, and making the move. This way you can spend and save your money accordingly, based on the timeline that you have set. Next, ask yourself, how do I want to better myself this year? This is a major part of personal goal setting. In order to be successful in all areas of your life, it's important to take care of yourself first. Maybe you plan on developing an exercise routine, getting more sleep, or creating a diet plan. Whatever it is, make sure that it is realistic. For example, you would not want to plan to lose 50 pounds in the next year. Instead, plan the weight loss in smaller, achievable increments. Start by changing your lifestyle habits, like starting a new diet, and the weight loss will follow. The fourth question to ask yourself is, what steps do I need to make for financial security? This could be an outline of the steps forward that you want to make in your career. Are you working toward a promotion? Are you expecting a salary increase at some point? Write down the moves you plan to make in order to get you there. You can also outline your savings. How much do you want to put away each year for retirement? Even though you may not be retiring in the next 5 years, it's better to start thinking about it now. The fifth question is, what are some fun things I want to do this year? This is my favorite part of crafting a 5-year plan. Do you want to go on a tropical vacation, a hiking trip, a cruise? It can be hard to be realistic sometimes. It's difficult to separate fantasy vacations from realistic ones. It's important to set aside time for yourself to have fun and blow off some steam, though. Treating yourself should be a priority, so make as much time for it as you do for the other things on your calendar. Having something fun to look forward to makes the other stuff worthwhile. The final question to ask yourself is, what goals do I have for my family? If you're single and want to start a family, start planning now. Do you see yourself having children? How many? If you have children, start to plan out saving for their educations. Are you planning on sending your kids to college? How will you afford that? For me, this section of my plan motivates me the most. There's something about making promises to others, like my family, that internally drives me toward my goals even more. When writing down your answers, be honest with yourself. What is it that you want exactly? You are more likely to achieve goals that you truly want and are important to you. The hardest part about moving forward is always getting started. Once you have an answer for each year, take action. Launch towards your goals and keep moving in that direction. Before you know it, 5 years will be up, and you can look back on all of the progress you've made. How to create an action plan for achieving your goals. Everyone has goals, but some seem to accomplish far more than others. That's because people who accomplish goals at a higher rate than the average person are those who use a systematic, proven method of goal setting and goal attainment. The answer is simple. You need an effective action plan. The first step in creating an action plan is deciding exactly what you want. Clarity is the most important single quality of goal setting and perhaps the most important single quality of success. Instead of fuzzy goals like more money, better health, and happiness, be specific about exactly how much money you want to earn in a specific period of time, or what level of health and fitness or weight that you desire. You need to set goals that are multidimensional and for every part of your life, so that you function like a well-oiled goal-setting, goal-achieving machine. You need goals for your health, your career, your finances, your relationships, your personal and professional development, and your community and spiritual growth. This will immediately put you in a separate category from people because most people have no idea what they really want. Most people are unconsciously preoccupied with the fear of failure, which blocks them from setting clear, specific goals. If you don't set clear, specific goals, then you can't fail to achieve them because they're so vague. This is a major reason for failure. Next, write your goals or goal down on a sheet of paper. Only 3% of adults have written goals, and everyone else plans to write them down someday. Success begins with a piece of paper, a pen, and a few minutes of your time. You can start with the 3-goal method. In less than 30 seconds, quickly write down your 3 most important goals in life right now. Whatever 3 goals you manage to write down is probably an accurate picture of what you really want in life. When you actually write a goal down, it is as if you are programming it into your subconscious mind and activating a whole series of mental powers that will enable you to accomplish much more than you ever dreamed of. You begin to expect to achieve the goal, and you start to attract people and circumstances into your life that are consistent with the attainment of your goal. The third step is setting a deadline. If it's a large goal, set a series of sub-deadlines. And what if you don't achieve your goal by the deadline? Set another deadline. Remember, a deadline is just a guesstimate of when you will achieve it. You may achieve the goal well in advance, or it may take you much longer than you expect. But you must have a target time before you set off. A deadline acts as a forcing system on your subconscious mind toward achieving your goal on schedule. If you want to achieve financial independence, you may set a 10 or 20-year goal and then break it down year by year so that you know how much you have to save and invest each year. There are no unreasonable goals, only unreasonable deadlines. The next step in creating an action plan is making a list of everything that you could possibly think of that you will have to do to achieve your goal. After having a written goal, one of the things that holds people back is not taking the time to lay out a list of all the little things they will have to do to get there. Identify the obstacles that you will have to overcome. Identify the knowledge, information, and skills you will need, and then identify the people whose help and cooperation you will require to achieve your goal. The more comprehensive your list, the more motivated you will become. The more intense will be your desire, and the more you will believe it is possible. Combine all these things into a plan organized by priority and sequence. Priority is what is more important and less important. Sequence is what you have to do before you do something else, and in what order. List every single step that you can think of that you will have to follow. As you think of new items, add them to your list. The 80-20 rule says that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your activities. The 20-80 rule says that the first 20% of time that you spend planning your goal and organize your plan will be worth 80% of the time and effort required to achieve the goal. Now that you have this comprehensive list, schedule it into a comprehensive plan. Plan each day, week, and month in advance. Plan each month at the beginning of the month. Plan each week the weekend before. And plan each day the evening before. The more careful and detailed you are when you plan your activities and tasks, the more you will accomplish in less time. The rule is that each minute spent on planning saves 10 minutes on execution. Then, as you go through each day of your plan, select your number one most important goal for the day. Again, you can set your priorities with the 80-20 rule. Ask yourself, if I could only do one thing on this list, which one activity is most important? Then ask yourself, if I could only do one other task on this list, which one would be the most valuable use of my time? Then write a number 2 next to it. Now keep asking this question until you have the top 20% of your tasks organized by sequence and priority. And now you have an action plan. Your next step is to take action. Keep track of your progress and make adjustments along the way. Make sure you're doing something every day to move you in the direction of what you really want in life.